Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have reviewed quite a few bed covers in my time since getting started on this channel, and thanks to my great partnership with RealTruck, they've sent me a lot of cool stuff. But now with this new truck, I've been kind of deciding what approach I want to take to putting bed covers on this one, and the question I honestly had was, what's the #1 selling bed cover? What are the analytics? What's the data? I've got this cool connection with RealTruck. They should be able to tell me that stuff, and they did. And they said, we'll send you the #1 selling bed cover. And by the way, it's not even close. They're a landslide volume sales wise. But we'll also send you the #2 bed cover. And it's pretty interesting how stark some of the differences are, but there are a few similarities too. So I guess you can kind of see why maybe that style of cover is so popular. So the one on my truck right now is the #1 selling bed cover. I have never reviewed it before. Its price point is very good. And I guess I've always wanted to spend more on my cover, have it last longer. I plan on keeping my vehicles for a while. It's kind of always the mindset. As of recently, I'm kind of proving otherwise, but in a normal world, I certainly would. This YouTube channel thing has kind of changed things for me a little bit in a fun way. But yeah, I've had this cover on now for over a week, and I have changed my tune considerably. I can see why this is the #1 selling bed cover. It's got a lot going for it, especially the price, but it does have some limitations. And I think the #2 selling bed cover answers most of those issues, but you pay for it. And does the significant jump in price get you what you want? Is it worth it? Let's figure out. Let's check out the pros and cons of these and see if more money means more better. Let's get into it. I'm excited about this one. This is awesome, reviewing the top 2 selling bed covers according to RealTruck. So let's get into it. This is Truck Ownership 101. I'm Spencer Elbebach. Class is now in session. All right, before we get started, just want to give a big shout out to RealTruck for making all this possible. They are sending me all these parts for free, so full disclosure. But after that, they let me come up with my own content, which I really respect and appreciate, and I'm super proud for them to partner with me and for allowing me to make these videos, let me get my hands on this stuff, let you guys get my unbiased opinion of what I like better and why. And hopefully that helps you guys make a more informed decision on how you want to spend your hard-earned money on any kind of truck part that I get my hands on. So if you value that, all I ask is that you click on the links that I'll have in the comments section pinned to the top or in the description of this video. Those will take you directly to these parts so I can do the finding for you. But it also is trackable. RealTruck knows where you're coming from. It lets them know that sending me stuff is working. You guys are watching the videos and you guys are heading over to their website. I do get a small commission, a little bit of a kickback if you do ultimately purchase something. So thank you guys in advance. It's been incredible working with them and having you guys on the channel supporting me. This has been an amazing side hustle for me, if you want to call it that. Pretty life-changing, honestly. So again, thank you RealTruck, and thank you guys for clicking on those links. All right, let's check out the #1 selling bed cover according to RealTruck. And like I said, it's not even a close competition. It is the Gator SFX tri-fold soft top bed cover. As you can see, I've already got it disconnected. It was normally it's locked in place, engaged with these very innovative style locking mechanisms. Once you have the cover closed, your tailgate does have to be open, so you could maybe call that a negative compared to some of the other covers. But your bed rail has this little lip on the bottom side, and it just grabs onto that. And they've used that strategy and run with it to the point where this whole cover is it. There is no rail system that you have to attach separately. I guess you could say the rail system is built into the cover. And when we flip this over to make it a true tri-fold, to have it in its folded up position, the same thing is down here on the inside. You can see it right there. A simple twist installation, completely toolless, is all it takes to install this or remove it. And I think that is really what it's got going best for it. You can see that this cover gives you 2/3 access if you've got some larger cargo. This system here can't fold up like on some of the other bed covers. It doesn't roll up as tight as some other bed covers, but it is removable without any tools. And when you do, you don't have any rails or anything else attached. You could just simply twist this plastic screw. There's a nice little kind of a wing nut style design. Spin that loose and this whole thing comes off. It's incredibly light. And I think that's really what it has going for it, is how simple it is to install. I was going to show you video on how to install it, but by the time I just opened the box and laid it down, I was pretty much done. You just lay it the way you want, tighten those thumb screws, lay this down, make sure you got everything in alignment before you really cinch everything finally in place. And like I said, that's it. You're combining the rail system all in one. If you want to drive in this position with cargo, super easy. You just snap into these. I just did it one-handed. You do obviously have to do everything again to the other side, but again, you're rated to go down the highway. Warranties on this are actually surprisingly good as well. I think one of my reasons why I've avoided these more entry level, if you want to call it that, bed covers is, again, I plan to have my vehicle for a long time. I am obviously in an area where I live in the elements. I'm in my garage right now because it's -11 outside with the wind chill due to the 40-mile-an-hour wind gust here in December in Minnesota. So being in my heated garage right now, a little compact for what we're trying to do for this video, but better than freezing to death outside. But yeah, the warranties on this stuff is pretty incredible. I think there's lifetime warranties on the rail system, 10-year warranties on the fabric. I can clarify that and get things posted down here. If I'm incorrect about that, I can do some overlays. But yeah, this thing is meant to last you for a long time. And it's this kind of skeletal frame system, so there's no Velcro. As far as if you've got heavy rain or snow collecting on the top, is it going to start creating a bunch of sag and low points? And you know, it does flop around in the wind a little bit because obviously it is just a canvas thing, but having that kind of rail system down there keeping everything tight, it's a very, very good looking cover. I'm really impressed with it. And again, the price point, these things change in the aging of this video. It's hard for me to tell you exactly what price it is because they kind of get out of date. But again, maybe around that $250 price point is kind of roughly where it's at. It's always good to check sales and deals on their website. RealTruck guarantees the lowest prices, so they're definitely the place to go. But again, color me impressed on this cover. How easy the install is, for how light it is. I've installed some bears of bed covers with wiring and just the sheer weight of them and the 15-step process of everything, of prepping the areas and putting down seals and stuff and all the tools and everything you need. And a lot of things are two-man operations that I struggle to get done by myself. This is not one of those covers. But yeah, let's get this bed cover off. Let's get the next bed cover on. All right, we got the BakFlip cover on, and after the install, which didn't take too long at all, following the directions, it is a little different from the last time I actually installed one of these covers. The rails were improved. The clamps that lock it on have kind of a fit where they kind of snap in, which actually made install easier once I figured that out. I kind of assumed a little too much going into it blind without reading the instructions, so that's on me, overconfident. But the fit, the look, let's just check this thing out. Like again, that low profile, that's amazing. I definitely look for that in a high-end cover. Security, I think like you may be paying another $1,000 more for this cover than the Gator, but you're gonna need, that's aluminum, and that coating on there is really nice and actually improves the durability from what I've been reading on RealTruck and some of their auto shows. One knock I've had on this cover is it's susceptible to hail damage, where a little bit of hail that wouldn't even ding up your vehicle I've seen 2 of this in probably the 3 or 4 people that I've seen own these, including myself. I had one on my '07 that took that damage. My neighbor across the street, shout out Ryan, he had one that took that damage. And so this coating is different on the aluminum, and in their kind of their auto show talk in their videos bragged about how it takes that damage better. So I'm really glad they addressed that. And the look is still awesome. It almost kind of feels a little bit like a bed cover coating, but like pretty smooth though. But I do love the matte finish going along with the rails here. Again, the low profile, I love that. Security is great. Functionality, I can press my button and it does drop open. That was not the case with the Gator. The seal on the Gator was so much over the top. It kind of, you had to give it a pull. And I do like how with my key fob or the button inside the truck, that does open up nice. Function, I like how fast I can open this one up instead of pulling on some spring-loaded latches on both sides just to start folding it up. This just has a single lever that does release a very strong latch on both sides simultaneously. So you can save yourself a quick step there. You just give this a pull, comes right up. You can see the seal here. It's a, let's see, come on camera, there we go. It's got a double seal that rests right up against the edge of the tailgate. So it's a good seal, not maybe as good, but it'll keep most of the moisture out. But one big thing that I did notice is how easy it is to close. You're not latching both sides to close it. So if you do use your cover often, opening and closing it, the Gator is probably going to get on your nerves. You got to get to both sides, and you have to have your tailgate open to even close it. So for this one, I could just drop this and it would close, but I want to show you how easy it closes. So going to be dead center, just fingertips. You'll hear it. That's it. Like super satisfying. Like, so you could hear the latch, super secure. And like I say, you need more than a pocket knife to get into this one, which you can't say that for the Gator. As far as the rest of the functionality, again, you can't get into this cover anywhere else because these latches are everywhere. You flip this, you got another one. You flip this, you got another one down here. I'll show you why that one's cool in a minute. But so far, we're already back to where the Gator was. As far as going down the highway, same thing like the Gator. You can just latch this on both sides and take it down the highway. Got 2/3 of your bed access, full visibility through your window. Everything's great. Now, if you wanted more access than this on the Gator, what you'd have to do is take it off. Now, it's not bad. 2 thumb screws, no tools required. You pull the thing off and away you go. But what if you're at your destination? And then you decide you want to bring something back home. Well, if you take that cover off, where are you going to put it? Backflip has figured that out, and they go one further. So we'll put that back. Here we go. Again, why was there one more latch? Because we can go even further. And there's some big soft foam pieces that I had to install in the right places to get it to rest there. And then there's a little support bar. And then you lock that down on both sides. And now you can actually go down the highway like this, and you have nearly full bed access. So to me, that's huge because you don't always plan on some of these things where you got to get something home. And having that is fantastic. So if you do want to fully take this off, similar to the Gator, you have that option. There is same toolless couple of knobs here that you would just spin off. And this is actually not that heavy. I've seen some other flips, back flips, that must have had some different material on the inside or something, and they were substantially heavier. They've lightened them up. So it's like, it's all aluminum. Very easy one-person job to get these going. You would still have the rails attached, and the rails, again, would just stay put. They do, you don't even notice them really. So as far as that's something maybe the Gator has going for it, is that once you take it off, you're back to factory. But again, for all the perks and the locking and everything, Just leaving those rails in doesn't really impact you all that much. Now, one potential negative you may be seeing is when you're going down the highway, how do you see? Fair enough, like you're down to your side mirrors at that point. However, if you do have the advanced kind of technology camera package, you got a couple of cameras right there. One of those is a feed to the rear view mirror. You flip that bottom little knob on these, and instead what you actually get is a screen. A little screen pops up through there and it pulls the feed from the camera. So you will still have good viewing of traffic behind you and stuff. So if you're fortunate enough to have that, I can confirm that flipped up does not impede that camera. So a good workaround. But anyway, locking this back down, super easy, super satisfying. Again, I love hearing those locks. That security to me is definitely worth a lot of that extra charge that this one's getting. The materials it's made out of, the look, the low profile, the functionality, the speed of being able to just latch that and it's done. I'm not messing with anything goofy. I can close these in either order. It's everything you want in a bed cover, I would say. So which one do you think is worth it? The other cover and $1,000 in your pocket is probably close to the difference, or this one. Me personally, how much I've spent on this vehicle, the versatility of this one, how fast and convenient it is, that's worth it to me. Like the things that you hold on to, the things you move, the stuff you get your hand on, that's the stuff that I usually put a little bit of money into. It's more satisfying. It's more usable. You don't regret it once you start doing things. It's saving you time and it looks great. The warranties on these are great. And like I want something that's going to last for a while. It's not going to fade or start flapping around in the wind or anything more. But they're both great covers for the price, for what you plan on using them for. I can obviously see why one is the #1 selling bed cover and one is the #2. But what do you think? Where would your money go? What do you value most in a cover? And throw that in the comments section. I love seeing where our community is at. And again, if you're interested in checking out and maybe purchasing one of these covers, I will have links in the description of this video and I'll pin them in the top comment. Again, following those links does really help support the channel if you make a purchase. So thank you in advance for doing that. I really appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming. Like I said, I just got this truck a month ago and there is a ton to do to it. So if you're curious to see all the cool things that I end up doing to this thing, subscribe so you don't miss anything. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Until next time, class dismissed.